Chapter 38. Andrew in Trouble. 8 weeks before, on her return from Stillman's hospital, Nurse Sharp had gone straight to see her friend, Nurse Trent, who was employed by Dr. Hampson. They had arranged to go to the theatre together that evening. "I'm sorry that I'm so late," she cried, "but Dr. Manson has—" At that moment, Hampson had come down the stairs. "Hello, Nurse Sharp," he said cheerfully. "You look tired. And why are you both here so late? I thought that you were going to the theatre tonight." "Yes, Doctor," said Nurse Sharp. "But I was delayed by Dr. Manson." She thought for a moment, and then decided to tell him the facts. "Dr. Manson took a girl away from the Victoria Hospital and drove her to that place in the Chilterns, to that new hospital run by an American who is not a qualified doctor." She told him the whole story. There was a silence when she finished. "I'm sorry that you have had such a bad time, Nurse," Freddie said finally. "Now, you would better hurry, or you will be late for the theatre." Freddie drove straight to his club to have dinner with Deedman and Ivory, with whom, since his quarrel with Andrew, he was now friendly again. During the meal, Freddie remarked, "Manson seems to be taking some risks since he left us. I hear that he is sending patients to that man Stillman." "What?" Ivory almost shouted. "Yes, and I understand that he also helped Stillman at an operation. His own nurse told me so." Ivory looked down at his plate and ate his dinner. He had not forgiven Manson for his remarks about the Vidler operation. Ivory knew that he was a bad surgeon, but nobody else had dared to tell him so. He hated Manson for that bitter truth. After a few moments, he raised his head and said, "We must do something about this. We must tell Gadsby. Gadsby spoke to me about Stillman the other evening. He had read a piece in a newspaper praising Stillman's work, and he was very angry. Gadsby is the man to tell." Hampson felt awkward. He did not want to get Manson into trouble. In a strange way, he quite liked Andrew. He said, "Don't mention my name to Dr. Gadsby." "Don't be a fool, Freddie. We can't allow Manson to behave like this." After dinner, Ivory went to see Dr. Gadsby, who listened with interest to his story. "Well, well," he said. "I know this man, Manson. He worked for the Coal and Mines Board. I didn't like him. He's a very unpleasant man. And you say that he actually took a patient from the Victoria and sent her to Stillman's place?" "Yes, and he helped at the operation." "Then we must report the matter to the General Medical Council," said Gadsby. "I will report the matter personally. I consider this my duty. This man Stillman is a danger to the profession. If Manson has been working with him, he must not be allowed to practice. He must be disqualified." While Andrew was in Wales, he was reported, without his knowledge, to the General Medical Council. After taking statements from Dr. Thorogood, Nurse Sharp, and 1 or 2 other people, the council decided to hold an inquiry to consider the complaints against Andrew. The letter which he now held in his hand gave Andrew notice of this decision.